Hello, everybody! Welcome to Paperwork Pantheon. Only 30 minutes late because guess what? I don't know how scheduling works. Turns out if you do an hour-and-a-half workout at 6:30, that means that you're only going to finish by 8. So when I realized this at 6, I went, oh, I need a rush to do this. So I only did an hour, and then my food arrived, and I ate that as fast as possible. But then I remembered that when you work out, you're actually sweaty. And I didn't want to do a 3-hour stream sweaty. So that's why we're half an hour late. To avoid my sweaty balls. We're going to sit in this moment together.
Yep.
I would rather not sit in your sweaty balls if possible.
That's valid.
God.
Amelia, take us away. Introduce yourself in your class speeches pronouns.
Hi, I'm Amelia Saw. Most pronouns are fine. I'm playing A's. Most pronouns for them are also fine. I am playing a wizard bard fighter now that I have 3 extra levels. I'm so powerful.
Wild.
Oh, and they're the god of the passage of time.
Swag. Brooklyn.
Hello, my name is Brooklyn Tuesday. I am playing Viari, the god of hunters, and they are 17 levels Genie Warlock, 3 levels Echo Knight Fighter.
Oh, that's only 20, huh?
I'm sorry, how many 9th level spells do you have at your disposal on any given day?
I mean, I have, like, you know, the normal amount.
Oh, that's really cute. Do you have an army of dragon simulacrums? Just out of curiosity.
No, but I have action surge. That's basically the same thing.
So do I. So do they.
Pat.
Hi, everybody. I am Patrick Keefe. My pronouns are he, they. I am playing Theta Locke, whose pronouns are also he, they. They are 6 levels of Lore Bard, 3 levels Echo Knight Fighter, 7 levels Paladin Oath of the Ancients, and 4 levels Warlock Pact of the Hexblade.
Wait, how many levels Oath of the Ancients?
7?
That means everyone's got half damage on spells in your aura.
Huh?
Half damage on spells in your aura. You have a 10-foot aura, and then everybody within that aura takes half damage from spells. That's
fun.
Good to
Patrick.
remember.
Fascinating.
Fascinating.
Patrick.
Don't mind me as I write down in big, bold, capital letters, remember your fucking aura.
Patrick,
You
have
have a
read your
fucking
shit?
aura?
Shit's fine.
Have you? How much have you read that sheet by my
You know what? It's funny. Quite a bit. It's just there's a fucking lot here. If you didn't miss me listing off all of the different classes.
That's a skill issue if I've ever read one. If I'm being entirely
There's so much to remember at any given time.
Uh-huh. I seem to remember it, and I'm not even playing the characters, so
I am aware, and I just acknowledge that you
Okay,
have a
it's your
better memory
full-time
than
job.
I am.
And I'm just-
It is your
Full-time
fault.
job. If you don't know this game at this point, then you're just doing a bad job.
Honestly, I understand. I am being a wanker. That's also my
Yes.
job. So, Paperwork Pantheon. Here we are.
Hi.
What music should I play here? What music is befitting?
The Bardcore cover of Watermelon Sugar.
The what cover?
Bardcore?
Cover of Watermelon Sugar.
Is this
Why
Are you not familiar with Bardcore?
have the best answers for everything?
Is
Someone
thi-
has to.
Hold on. Is this copyright free?
No.
Oh,
Almost certainly not.
You were about to get my stream taken down.
Oh,
Frame one, stream destruction.
You're
Which
going
is
for a
always
speed
me.
run.
We-
Usually
that-
the stream
Very
takes
funny,
itself down a little bit. Like, there's usually
This
more
is
tech
true.
issues than we have today. It's
There
gone too
is
smoothly.
actually a speed run called the how quickly you can get banned. Currently, that is owned by Ludwig Ogren, who got banned in 4 seconds for playing a copyrighted version. I think it was of a classical piece, a copyright version of Lacrimosa, if I remember correctly.
That sounds right.
Mm-hmm. I don't really have anything that's pleasant and that doesn't loop like in an annoyingly short amount of time. We'll just listen to this for now.
Sure.
Bikini Bottom. Look
Such
at
a wonderful
the
place.
face.
Yes, of course he lives in a sponge. He lives in a pineapple. You silly.
But we go up to the Pantheon and we see our mortal gods having done their ceremony, having achieved their promotion to mortal gods rank 2, enjoying some well-earned rest in the break room. Now the break room is specific for you 4. I do know that Danny Godfrey has a coffee machine that is frequently filled with bones. But Ace, what are you doing in your break room right now?
Usually I'm fixing the coffee machine, and didn't we add like a refrigerator or something? I was trying to build a mechanical refrigerator even though we have magic.
Yes. How's that going?
I don't know. I think I probably I feel like I'm probably struggling with some of the cooling implements. I would assume that Godfrey puts bone somewhere where bone shouldn't be, and I think that's probably what goes wrong with most of my creations in the break room.
There's currently, I rolled a D100. There are currently 54 bones scrambled throughout the refrigerator. Godfrey thought it needed more structure.
Yeah, so I think I'm probably just cleaning those out, actually.
For those wondering where Danny is, he's just currently away. He's also a bit late. He'll be here soon. How goes the bone? Let's make a quick sleight of hand check. Let's see how this bone removal process goes.
It just reminded me of a fucking Tumblr post. It was like some sort of rap, where it's like bone removal without approval. I found your name and address on Google is how that one part goes.
That's magic.
That's all I remember.
Right
I can't remember how it starts
so
with the
much.
context. That's a 19 on a bone removal check.
You're quite quick at the bone removal process. You're quite skilled at removing bones, especially ones that Godfrey has placed, because Godfrey does this frequently. You managed to get a good portion of the bones. You're just like, there's a few that Godfrey though has like really jammed in there, clearly deciding that, you know, the vents of a refrigerator need bones. You're gonna spend a few as we go through. You'll remove that by the end of this. Viari, what are you doing in the break room currently?
Viari has like pulled in a bunch of like bean bags or whatever, and I don't remember what we added to the break room, so I'm just adding stuff now. I guess there's like a nook where Viari has just like brought in old case. Yeah, I thought so. And Viari's bringing in some of the like most entertaining case files from like jobs from ages ago, and is like plunked themselves on a beanbag and has Charlie on their shoulder and is like flipping through, reading the gossip and like the scandals from past case files from when they were just like a normal warlock, because they used to just gather like incriminating stories and just dig for lore, but actually just scandals.
Oh my god, did you hear about the scandal on that Earth planet? Oh my goodness. Apparently, some guy named Ned Fulmer, some sort of group of boys, they hang out and they do stuff together. Crazy, right?
Things.
They
attempt fellows.
No, I heard about. I didn't hear about that one, but I did hear about a chess scandal on the Earth planet.
That game was crazy. How did he slip the anal beads in there?
That's what I want to know. I kind of want Al to go send us down to investigate it, because like...
Wait.
Vibrating.
Okay, two things. One, you want to know how he got the anal beads in there, and two, you want to go down to investigate it? Is that the conversation that just happened?
Listen, enough of not professionals. How would you have done that? Like, do you think that they had to learn Morse code? Were they practicing?
They must have learned Morse code, you know, like Bishop B4 and stuff, you know, like tapping that out. And then to have the sensitivity to feel that.
Right? That requires practice, right?
There's a lot of training. There's definitely practice involved in that. He should have probably just learned how to play chess.
I feel like it would have taken less effort. More comfortable experiences.
It was probably less stimulating, though.
Maybe he likes the challenge.
I think we know what he likes. I think we're pretty sure we know what he likes.
Honestly, I wish I'd uncovered this one. I just want to go down and read his diary.
Theta, what do you think of this?
Personally, I think it technically falls under your purview, Viari, because it is a form of lying. He was cheating. So this technically falls under your realm.
Can I summon the Book of Lies?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I summon the Book of Lies and I immediately start flipping through, searching for whether or not that was a lie.
Okay, this is gonna get a little bit weird, just because of the nature of how like cheating is, unless it's like a lie.
Right.
What exactly are you trying to find? Are you trying to find, did he cheat?
I want to know if the anal beads is a lie.
As you look through the Book of Lies,
Offbeat's about to take a stance on the biggest scandal in chess in this past half-century, at least.
you know, you get to the Hans Niemann section, and You know, the look, I'm not gonna sit here and give my opinion on this, but all that you do know is there's a distinct lack of anal beads in the Book of Lies, meaning that that's true. Anal beads are involved.
Charlie.
Well, that's fucking special right there. That's just special. I love it.
While I'm flipping through, do I notice, like, I'm not looking for it, but do I notice anything that my friends have ever said?
There's so many things that have the like if you're doing like a general scan, you're just gonna get absolutely bombarded. You're not gonna pick up anything. I'm sorry. You gotta look a little specifically, unless you can turn to the Theta section, the A's section, the Godfrey section, but you cannot necessarily go to. No amount of context will explain that line, says Marcus Tarrant. Hey, Marcus.
Hi, Marcus.
Have you heard of the greatest chess scandal in the last half century?
It's.
Do you know what
truly an
anal
impeccable
beads are?
story.
I'm
This
sure.
feels like an excerpt from
Marcus knows
Airplane.
what anal beads are.
Do you
Like this line of questioning.
from Airplane?
Hmm.
Have you guys seen Airplane?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know how to land a plane, Johnny? You ever sucked off a man in a cockpit? Do you know what anal beads are?
Oh my god.
While Viari's looking up whatever they're looking up, Ace has a question and says, "Oh, Viari, I've been meaning to ask you about that, actually. Does deceit count as your purview, or is it just the act of lying?"
Well, Alistair says that maybe one day I could be like the god of deception, but that's too big a category for the moment. So currently that's like bigger than me.
Just wondering.
Mm-hmm.
Because deception includes things like, disguising yourself to be someone else, and like passing like cons and, any time where you're misleading someone, whereas lies are just when you're lying to someone.
Right. How, like, what I do is very much under the realm of luck and involves quite a bit of it, but I am myself not. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm not that powerful, but I don't know, he said that, like, it's on the cards for eventually. Why?
Oh, I was just curious. I was thinking, because people can lie with good intentions or bad intentions. So I was wondering if the intention behind the lies matter or just what's said.
I don't look up the lies you've told me if that's what you're asking.
Not what
And
I was
banned it out of
asking.
existence.
Oh, that's actually a really good question. What counts as a lie?
Yeah, if someone believes something, is it still a lie?
If you would like to look up these rules, you may open your book and turn to the front page.
Theta's gonna grab a cup
pull
of
my
coffee and take like a sip as he's pondering the nature of like their godly realms, and then realizes that in the coffee are like bone spurs that Godfrey left in the grind. Like Godfrey left a femur in the grinder, and just kind of
I haven't
sighs and
gotten
pours
to
the
that
cup
yet.
out.
I bent my
staring off
book
into
back
the
and opened it to the first page.
You see in the first page, a lie is a mistruth told with intent. Someone may speak something untrue and believe it, thusly making it a truth to themselves. All things stated within this book are things where an individual knowingly told something untrue.
There you go.
Okay,
So I guess
that
if you
makes me-
believe it,
that's a little less.
I don't
esoteric.
know.
That makes sense.
That's interesting.
Time to be real. Is that what that was, Amelia?
Mm-hmm. I manifest for it to happen when I'm streaming.
That's great, honestly. I love that.
That's great.
but like, I don't look up yours, if that helps.
I don't think I lied to you. Well, now I'm kind of curious.
I'm also sort of morbidly curious about that.
Would you
Like,
like
I
to
don't
check?
think I lie very often, but I don't. I guess maybe I lie more often than I think I do.
I hand over the book instead of opening up to the page. You can look it up.
Me and Fred are just.
Mhm.
I don't
Oh
know if
yeah,
I
it's
want to know
Okay.
when you've lied to me.
I turn to the first
you're
page, which I assume is
alphabetically,
Ace.
You
Yeah.
turn to the first page of A's. The first thing that you you notice there's like lots of little things like little lies that people tell that are not exactly true. Like, oh yeah, I was like 5 minutes out, trust me. And then you full well know you're actually 10 minutes out, but you're just trying to communicate that you're close by. It's
You
like a
haven't
thing.
even left bed yet.
Yeah. There's lots
Is
of
there-
like,
I'm walking out right now. I'm literally starting my car.
yeah.
Is A's name in it?
A's is currently under A's in the book.
Okay.
Is
Is it in it as a lie?
Oh.
No, as A's believes that to be their name, or at the very least identifies with it as a name, and it's something that's like if you tell someone, hey, my name's A's, they know who you're talking about. As you go through, you do notice you get to a section. There's many repeated lies. There's actually a whole subsection of your lies called Zees. Things saying we're not in love. It's complicated. The relationship, we don't like labels. There's it's pages and pages and pages.
I flipped through those very quickly.
It keeps
Theta
going for
catches just a glimpse of that and just gives you like the I'm trying to figure out a way to the bitchiest look. Just the bitchiest look. Just
You flip through it for a while. It's like maybe like a good 5 minutes.
It's
of
comically
flip-
long.
Yeah, it's comically long. You guys have been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Am I able to summon like a section of my book without like the whole book?
Yeah,
Like
you
so
can-
A still holds it in her hand.
Yeah, you can have
and
like a
I get-
pamphlet.
Can I summon the Z's section?
Yep. So once again, something important to note.
still skimming highs. Still going there.
Shut up.
It's really interesting. We can
29,
cross-reference with what Zees has
30.
lied about.
31, 32.
You finally
Do
get
you
to
think
the end.
they've
there.
ever lied to you?
You just start
No.
flipping in like chunks and chunks and chunks and chunks, and then you finally get to the end.
Yeah.
In the Z section, Z's section is thick. It's basically a whole book in and of itself, as you've asked for it in detail at this point. There's so many erroneous lies. He just seems to lie for fun if it makes the situation more difficult.
I just want to see if what he's lied about to me.
To you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll get to that once we get to Theta. Once after we're done with Theta's thing. So you start flipping to Theta.
I have ideas.
Once again, you get to all of these situations. You get like this. It starts
The
with all
normal,
like the
like-
more mundane stuff that doesn't really matter. You get to a section that is lies you tell yourself, and it's a little subsection. It says these lies the individual the individual may not believe these entirely. Everything I do is justified. Subnote: giving people last chances. Because you are questioning that.
Contemplates that for a long moment. Takes a deep breath, continues onwards.
Yeah.
And I had an idea of what might be in one of the sections.
Mm-hmm.
I think there is a whole section titled Revolutions.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's every single time it's like every single rallying speech that Theta has ever given.
Those sections.
all of them were a lie. Like, but in the sense that he was never sure. He was never like 100% sure that we will win the day.
Yeah.
This will lead to a brighter tomorrow. They were technically lies. They weren't like, there was no assuredness in that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was things that he knew he had to say to get people to believe in themselves.
It's in a complicated section. Once again, they're in lies that you tell to yourself. But the thing is, it's like there's like everyone is an asterisk, has an asterisk after it. It's like while Theta and like there's like it's like you get to the section like the reference in the footnote. While Theta may not have inherently believed all of these statements, the intent wasn't to lie. The intent was to rally. And how can one have assuredness in battle? Being sort of like a questioning rhetorical device.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So while they may have been lies, the judgment is, I mean, everyone kind of knows that these are not exactly true.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Get to the Zees Get to Zees.
Just before I open the Z section, though, I'm going to very quickly, I'm talking split second, summon my section and see how big it is compared to the Z section, and then vanish it.
It's bigger.
It's bigger?
Yeah.
Zeus has been alive for so long.
Your lies are complicated and much bigger.
That's valid.
You go like, okay. You feel its weight on your fingers, and you're like, oh god, and you just keep going. The Z section, though, you flip through it. The lies that he tells are just weird. Like, at some points, it's like, is this your coffee order? And he just goes like, no.
He's just like me for real.
It's like, but this is your coffee order. I didn't order that. I didn't order coffee. And it's just to make the situation difficult.
What I'm looking for is, so we've had a couple of conversations, Zees and I, at least that I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for lies that he's told me specifically.
Mm-hmm. You get to a section.
Are there any situations where I wasn't aware it was Zees? Where the lie was his persona? And anything that I know about that he has, like any conversations that I know about that he has lied to me in, any lies that he said.
Okay. You flip to it, and then there's one conversation that you remember having very recently, actually, when he was pretending to be Zedric. You see it written, "I'm the one who ruined your life." There's a footnote. Note. Zees is the one who fought Viari in the duel. To claim ownership of this deed of ruining Viari's life is far too grand for Zees to have done. In this specific circumstance.
What about other times when I maybe didn't know it was Zees?
You didn't know it was Zees. You spent a lot of your time bamped out of existence. Your interactions with Zees have been very sparse. There's been a few times when you've interacted with him as like a city official. You both pretending to be city officials with each other.
That's adorable.
That checks out.
Yeah. But nothing that is very specifically. He was pretending to be someone else when he was trying to talk to you. It seems as though he almost keeps his distance from you, or at the very least doesn't really care. Like,
okay.
It's hard to tell for certain, but he's not necessarily actively seeking you out in any particular way. And you do know this information from the lack of information present.
As I'm flipping through, It occurs to me at some point that this probably contains lies that Alistair has told me. But I don't summon that section.
You can summon it.
Ace, would you want to know when the people you trust have lied to you?
I guess it would depend.
On?
If I needed to continue trusting them.
Oof.
Or what about you, Theta?
I don't know, actually. I mean, at this point, sort of assume that they have. You know, I assume that
I
everybody
definitely
knows.
have.
Oh, I'm aware.
Like, so much.
I'm so aware. You have no
Constantly.
idea how aware I am.
It's
of
just
that.
like every conversation we ever
That
have.
I know. And right.
I made a game
That's-
out of it in multiple revolutions.
Mm-hmm.
It went
Yep.
well.
Oh no, and I mean, I guess that sort of informs my thoughts on the subject. Is that like, if somebody that I know, if somebody that I trust, right? And kind of gestures to both Viari and Ace. If one of you two were to lie to me, I would assume that it was either for my good or for a greater good at this point. And then he kind of side glances to Ace. At least I would hope. But I think if I were to just know, that would remove agency from the situation, right? That would remove the option for the person who has done lying to do what they think is right, whether that be upholding the lie or not.
Yeah.
So no,
You're
I don't
probably
think I
right.
would. I don't think I would.
Hand over the Z section to A's. I mean, if you want to look at it, I can also just dispel it.
I don't need to. I don't think Zees has lied to me about anything that matters.
Speaking of the
That's fine.
bastard man, and things that might have come from his actions and lies, how was Beatrice?
That is an interesting question.
Oh. Anything to be concerned about?
Yes.
Fun.
So,
I was kind of hoping she'd go down a better path, but
Beatrice was made by Zees. Beatrice, the baby.
yeah, I
Zee's not a
gathered that
kid?
from our
Kind of.
sort of.
How do you
She
kind
seems-
of have a kid?
She seemed to believe that Zees was her father.
I don't know.
or
Apparently, as
parent.
gods, we can just make children, like, somehow. Not the normal way. We can obviously do that. I assume we can, but...
That is news to me.
I'm sure there's some way it's supposed to happen, and Zees probably took a shortcut, which is why baby Beatrice, who I'm calling Baby Beatrice to keep things straight,
That's pretty fucking great. I'm not gonna lie.
is sort of under the purview of Queen, whatever, the Beatrice.
Alistair's counterpart.
Fuck me, are you serious?
Oh, that's.
She's a warlock of Alistair's counterpart.
Oh, she's far past a warlock.
What do you mean?
The dagger you gave her is a sword that eats her blood, and now she's I don't know, last I saw her, she's an incredibly powerful god-killing machine.
Jeez.
Oh, did you say god killing?
Fucking God.
She's not gonna join up with the god hunters, is she, Ace?
I got the sense that she's not really going to be working in teams. But she was 8, so...
The god
well,
hunters
she's
aren't
13
necessarily teams. It's an organization. You can work individually, but basically it just gives you access to... Well, you can join up with them. You kind of work as your own sort of company. You can acquire as many people under your fling, or you can join other groups, but you work to kill gods.
She would easily be capable of that with a little more practice. Very,
Well, that's... Viari, that's Alex's
Alex.
purview.
Well, Alex,
Yeah.
it's not her purview. She's the leader because she's the best at it.
You don't need to mention.
Alex is the best god killer, and she doesn't necessarily have any sort of purview over the god killers. She's the leader in that she's the example setter, but she does not have any control about anybody within the fold at all.
so
It's not really an organization, more it is a loose collection of like-minded individuals.
Effectively, yes.
All right.
It's a co-op.
Oh, shit.
a co-op. Yes, exactly. You know, maybe even an MLM.
I guess it's only really an MLM if each god killer has to like recruit a certain number of god killers.
It's
And
Would god
technically
killing be a pyramid scheme?
If
Well,
it
it's
was
only a
an MLM,
pyramid scheme if you gain the profit primarily
It's only
from
a pyramid if it's shaped like one.
recruiting people rather than the actual product you sell
Yeah,
legally.
It's
The
not a
product
pyramid scheme,
being
but it
the
was a
death
funny
of
idea.
gods.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know why I'm laughing about that. That's fucking terrifying.
Now, god killing is a very strange job.
Right.
There are bounties on gods' heads. Now, the thing is, you're gods, right? Killing a god is hard. There's a massive bounty on Alistair's head, for example, but you should see what those fights look like. Whew! Hilarious.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Uh,
As Theta like adjusts his shoulder from like the phantom pain of the last fight.
yeah.
And being ran through several times.
He just stops them from being able to spend resources. It's so funny.
Oh, embargo's a hilarious spell.
Is that embargo?
Yeah, that's embargo. 10th level spell. Mortals can't cast it. But the point is, there's bounties on heads, and god hunters deal with it. Now, most god hunters are affiliated with a Pantheon in some degree.
Right.
Alex, for example, is a warlock of Alistair. And the deal being, you're not allowed to attack any order gods.
Yeah, so she's not a problem and we don't need to worry about her.
So Beatrice, Baby Beatrice, then could be a god hunter who just kills whoever Beatrice asks.
Effectively, yes.
Oh, there's a chance
How-
she might kill you, Theta, or try to. It's
Well,
unclear.
She's
I'm
like
not gonna lie, it
13.
wouldn't be
How powerful could she be?
it wouldn't be the first time one of them tried to kill me.
One of who?
Wouldn't be the first time one of them had the idea.
Or the people
One of-
that you give the swords to?
Yeah. Guys, they don't all turn out the best. Sometimes they're absolute fucking bastards. Sometimes they're the scourge of the earth.
Have you considered just not giving them swords?
Yeah, or like vetting.
They're not always swords. Sometimes it's magical tomes full of ancient knowledge. Sometimes it's like inherent abilities that, you know, or like an extreme healing factor. It's not always
Theta-
weapons. That was just the one that presented itself at the time.
You spent all this time yelling at Alistair. For me. And then you just go handing kids powerful magic items and leaving them to become evil?
Again, it's not always children or items, really. But that's inherently different. You understand that, right?
Yeah, because Alistair stuck around and took care of me.
Yes. He took on that responsibility. I am not acting in a personal one-to-one installment with these people.
Charlie leans over to Viari and goes, "Sounds like a deadbeat dad, if you ask me."
I'm
you
not
think-
a deadbeat dad because I'm not a dad of any kind. I am not assuming the
Yeah.
responsibility of parental figure.
I know,
What I
I'm
am
just...
doing is giving people opportunities, similar opportunities to what I was given,
Do you
in
think
similar ways.
Do you think that
You never
that
told us
probability
about
of
that.
50-50 would change if you were to take a more active position?
Well, maybe, but then that's interfering,
Well, look,
and that's
So?
not within.
That's what we do. That's the
have-
whole point of gods, is to interfere when mortals are doing things wrong.
Even before we were gods, you used to hold revolutions every Tuesday.
that's literally interference.
That was your whole thing.
Yes, good point.
But I was never the deciding factor.
Yeah,
There.
you were.
I raised people up, and then I let them use their own powers to take what they needed. Do
I
you
watched
remember
you
the fact that not
single-handedly
all
take
of the
down entire
revolutions were successful?
battalions.
Why?
Not all
why?
of the revolutions were successful. We failed several times.
And then we
What I
succeeded
do is
when
I
we
give
went
people a
back.
fighting chance. I am the god of last chances. I am not the god of holding your hand throughout your entire life. What you do with that chance is up to you. What you become is up to you. That is your free will. That is your choice. I am not the god of making decisions for you.
Look, all I'm gonna say, Theta, is you're welcome to believe that. But if you're gonna then judge Alistair for his parenting, I do think that is morally dubious.
Maybe the reason I judge Alistair is because he tried to be a parent when he knew that it... You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna go take a walk.
No,
I'm gonna...
don't leave.
I went to the Chaos Pantheon.
Theta is like at the door, stops and spins on their heel.
Does Alistair
Fucking
know?
excuse me?
Zees invited me to go see their domain, and I did. That's the only part I see. I didn't, like, wander around. Alistair knows. Zees also came over here, briefly.
Wait, like
Okay.
into order.
It's part of the deal.
Well, did he touch anything?
Just my stuff. Probably nothing to worry about.
So he's probably just made time infinitely more complicated.
Deception check. Deception check.
Oh, right.
Absolutely.
Hold on.
Absolutely.
I
Whoa,
really could not
you
say that
think,
without
you think you're gonna
smirking.
slip that by me? You're just gonna slip by
Natural
me?
20!
Okay. Add your
Ooh.
modifier. Add your modifier.
27?
All right.
Because I rolled a 19, which brings me to 39.
16 total.
Viari, when Ace says probably nothing important, it's so subtle. It's honestly one of the best lies Ace has ever told. But holy fuck, is that a lie?
I don't think Theta.
I
even
summoned my
touched it.
book.
But I
even
think
heard it.
A's is just going on normally.
I summoned my book. Really? Nothing important? I'm gonna pull out the page that, just intent, pull out the page that covers whatever A's just said and hand it to A's.
Ace, you gonna read it?
I want to trust you with Zees. I want to trust your judgment because you were right. You didn't end up doing much other than make stuff annoying. But kind of sucks when you don't trust us.
I just didn't want you to worry. Because there's not much
About?
we can do about it now. So, my book and Z's books work differently than yours. The chronicles of our lives. They go, we can't.
Really?
Yeah.
To just like tell a story?
Yeah. Is that
Can I see it?
Sure. I summon my book.
I'm gonna summon mine as well.
Pick a section you don't mind me reading.
Yeah, I'll pick something from probably when Ace was like a couple 100 years old, going and visiting some family, and like I'll show you.
I just start flipping through it. This is so cool. So just like everything you've ever done?
Yeah. And then everything I will ever do. I can't look ahead. I can tear pages out, but that sort of makes them happen. And
What?
I tore out the last page and
What?
traded it with Zees.
What was on his last page?
I'll show you because it's tucked here, and I'll show you the.
What was on yours? What did you give
Right.
him?
I don't know.
You didn't even look at it first?
Zees didn't look at this one.
Do you know that? Or did he just tell you that?
I believe that he didn't. You can check it in your book.
Yeah, I checked the lie.
It's not there.
Okay.
All right.
So the thing that is most worrisome is you can trade pages of books with other people, or at least we can, and if I can make it a part of this book, and that makes it a fixture in mine. So if whatever is on Z's page, if
Isn't
whatever
Luck collecting pages?
They don't
Yeah.
know that.
Oh wait, we don't. Oh, never mind. I don't know.
Say-
Is she?
is she?
I'm sorry, Luck's doing what?
And how the fuck?
Alistair immediately pops into the room. Luck is doing
Oh
what?
god.
Luck immediately pops into the room. God fucking damn it, Viari.
I'm sorry. I didn't know it was a secret.
What's the last page?
The last page of what? All of the last pages are part of something else.
Right. Which is?
How everything ends. Haven't gotten that far
I
yet.
immediately flip to the final page of my book.
It's currently blank. You'd have to tear it out.
Oh, I don't know if I want to do that.
Let's not tear out the last pages of our books, everybody.
Right.
Our job is not to know
Yeah,
how everything
let's-
ends. Our job is to keep everything orderly. Luck, can you confirm
Oh, I
what
don't
Viari has just said to me? I have been collecting pages through a series of trades and bets in games.
I'm just kind of like looking Luck up and down.
To what end?
I don't believe Alistair asked that question. Alistair looks at Luck and goes, Well, that is curious. I do wonder what possible agreement would be so powerfully binding as to take pages from the other gods. I'm gonna have to do a little review of your establishment, Luck.
Theta looks to Luck with like the deeply worried and confused and concerned.
Luck, at this moment, goes, I have been running underground fight rings in a special demiplane outside of your purview, where I will have the gods fight the mortal gods and warlocks. Mortal gods and warlocks can spend resources and bet them, and the gods will bet pages from their book. Never specifics, just numbers. And I'm trying to build my own divine contract, or at least section of it.
Does Ace know what I know, since I know what I know using information that Ace has gotten in this game?
You can make an accusation.
I'm going to look at Alistair and then look at Luck and then look at Alistair and say, is she?
Is she?
Beatrice's kid?
Oh. Yes.
All the blood drains from Theta's face. And like he turns a similar shade of green to his armor and looks like he's going to be sick.
Everybody, this is Luck, Beatrice's daughter. This was supposed to be a little bit of a secret, so let's keep this between all of us. Luck was supposed to be the god of the mortal, or should I say neutral planes. Not mortal, neutral. But we signed a declaration of war long ago, long before Luck's conception, that made an inert being the god of the neutral gods, thus forcing Luck out of its place. When luck finally came to be, she had nothing to govern. So, luck decided to pick the most interesting path, which was joining us, surprisingly.
I need to be excused. If you wouldn't mind.
You're excused, Theta.
I won't say anything. I have to go.
Before you do, I do need you to sign something.
Yeah, that
NDA.
whatever it is. Whatever it is.
This is a non-disclosure agreement. An
Yep.
NDA.
Theta doesn't even look and he signs and
All right.
leaves and just walks out the door.
All right. All right.
Luck, I'm so sorry.
Luck looks at you just with, like, disappointed, but she did expect it. Well.
Fuck.
Alistair, don't shut down the fighting ring. I know it puts our mission in jeopardy, but it has also provided a great boon. Through these deals that I'm able to broker, these bets, a third type of agreement, aside from curses, aside from contracts, the bet is another type that one can enter, where the results are uncertain. If I can keep making these, I can help provide the mortal gods with more resources, potentially allowing them to win when they don't need to, when they shouldn't. Isn't that the entire point of Theta, who just left? Don't you think that a variable of maybe perhaps winning when you shouldn't could have been useful in previous bouts? Time to be real. Shut the fuck up.
Fuck. Fuck.
Alistair clasps his hands and goes, interesting. There's a few things I should probably think about. For one, how did Viari keep this a secret for so long? Very curious. I'm sure you will tell me in time. I at this time would like to encourage all of you to tell the truth when things are presented. Do you want to know why I'm never mad at Ace? Despite their decisions that are sometimes dubious, they don't hide things from me. You lot, on the other hand, sometimes do. You're not in the room, Theta. He's not referring to you.
That was just me at Pat.
Okay.
Read my
That was just
mind.
Pat reacting.
Yeah, that was me reacting at Pat.
Mm-hmm.
You can read my mind.
Can I?
Yeah. I don't get to hide stuff from you. Not without work.
Deception
You just know
check.
everything. Oh no. Oh no.
Holy shit.
Ace
He has a plus
sitting in
26
on,
for
like,
this.
It's like you're at dinner at your friend's
35.
house and they're having all this family bullshit and you're just like, hi, eating your lasagna.
39.
Okay.
Huh. So, frankly, Viari, I don't really care. But I did trust you to bring forward information that was important to me. If you want to keep things private, keep them private. I'm certain that having almost all of your thoughts read since the moment that you were conscious is not pleasant. And I trusted with that privacy that you were able to do it. And I want to trust you with that privacy. But this? A powerful god secretly acquiring books and pages of the divine contract? To make their own separate one?
I didn't know about that.
Oh, I'm sure.
I didn't.
I encourage everybody here to start telling me the truth about things. It works out for Ace. Everyone's always concerned about, oh, why are you not mad at Ace? Why are you not mad at Ace? Well, I'm not mad at Ace because I know Ace is going to tell me everything. Plain and simple. Ace's significant other is a chaos god. Oh, wow, how tragic. At least I bloody well know about it. And don't come at me with some bullshit. You're not putting a label on it. I swear. I'm gonna bet. I will send you to a separate.
I
plane of
wasn't
existence.
going to say
Thank you.
anything. It did not seem like the moment.
So, with that being said, Luck, I'm not going to stop you from doing what you're doing. But I am going to monitor what you are doing. I don't think your intentions are wrong. But I am a little bit upset that you didn't trust me in the first place. Viari? If you want me to trust you, I highly suggest you start being truthful with me. That is how this works. If you want responsibility, make sure that I can trust you.
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm going to go start my internal review. Good day, everybody. Alistair bamfs out. Luck just rubs her forehead.
I'm so sorry.
You broke a pinky promise. And she walks out. Ah, kid. That's rough. That's a bad one.
Ace is just going to go up to Viari and, like, put a hand on your shoulder.
Yikes, kiddo.
You shouldn't have made me a god in the first place. Stupidest thing that he ever did. And I don't know why he did it.
I'm just going to give
Because I'm
Viari a hug.
Clearly just messing this up.
I'm just giving you a hug. I'm not saying anything.
Hey, kid, let's not blame things right now. Let's not blame things right now.
Every time.
Let's not do that. Now's
Hey.
not the time.
Honestly, you'll be fine.
I hope so.
Theta, where'd you go off to?
Oh, I have an idea of a thing that I want to do, but I don't know if it's too much of a derailment. Bold choices. Theta went down to the mortal realm to go see Beatrice. Baby Beatrice.
Alright. It's safe to say as well, Ace and Viari, you guys did sign the NDA as well. As you guys try to leave, there's going to be a little paper that appears that doesn't allow you to leave until you sign it.
What are the exact terms on it?
any attempt to speak of what was discussed here today, specifically pertaining to the conversation of Luck being Beatrice's daughter, Luck collecting pages of other gods' contracts, and Luck staging the fights in a demi-plane, are unable to be spoken from henceforth, unless you are speaking it to other members who have signed the NDA.
I don't even read, I just sign.
If there is someone within earshot who might hear this information while you are speaking it to another who has signed this, who signed the same contract, you will be unable to speak it.
I will also sign the NDA. And then what's Viari doing?
I've got to work on something for Alistair. I was just gonna go back to my domain. You can come if you want.
I was actually going to stop by Alistair's office. I had some paperwork. Are you okay?
Yep.
I'll come by after.
Okay. Yep.
And with that, this is the first half of PP Game. Thank you all so much for watching the first half of Paperwork Pantheon. We will be back in 15 minutes at 9:45. Wow, look at this roleplay episode in this usually combat-focused game. Look at us. Look at us.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Back in 15, everybody. everybody, guess who's here now? One moment, Danny. I just need everyone's not see. There's Danny. Other way, Pat. Other way, Pat. There you go.
Right, I forgot my camera's flipped.
Danny is back. I have just informed Danny of what has happened, and as you can see, Danny is pleased.
Thrilled.
Happy. Content. Overjoyed.
Overjoyed.
Just like Bastille.
I'm over the moon in terms of anxiety.
I can relate.
And that
The
brings...
doctor gave you anxiety.
Yeah, the doctor gave me anxiety. It was really rude. I didn't have it, and then
I know
I went in to see them, and they're like, "Oh,
anxiety along with COVID-19 and herpes."
They should make one." But yeah, she was just like, "Here, you've got anxiety," and I was like, that's really interesting. I didn't have it before I walked in here. I don't know why you would give that to me. Is it refundable?" And she said no. So, stuck with it.
You know, the doctors keep saying, like, I keep trying to tell me I'm trying to give me ADHD, but I'm dodging it by not getting
No,
diagnosed.
they don't, because you haven't seen one about it.
We're gonna skip that part. That didn't happen.
The doctors can't give you a diagnosis if there are no doctors.
Exactly.
Can't get sick if
I'm
they don't
smarter.
tell me I am.
I'm stronger.
Yeah.
I am
Don't have
better.
the thing if you haven't been diagnosed.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So with all that, we're gonna jump to Theta. Theta, you said you wanted to go and see Baby Beatrice on the mortal plane.
Yes, I did.
As there is a sort of link between you and Baby Beatrice, you get there pretty quick. You can basically teleport right to them.
Uh-oh. Sounds like Offbeat's looking for music.
I'd like to teleport a little bit away from them. They might be able to sense my presence, but just not immediately within sight of them, just so that I can see what they're doing at the moment, what she's up to.
At this point in
and
time,
what she looks like at this point.
it's a couple of years have passed since Ace has left the mortal plane. Ace, you wanted to stay there for 5 years initially.
Mm-hmm.
So you did Baby Beatrice's thing. Like in first day, she was like 8. 5 years passed, she was 13. Pat, when you come back, Baby Beatrice is 18. Another 5 years have passed. As you teleport in, a couple feet out, about, let's say, how far do you want to be out in feet? For no reason.
Say 500.
No, don't say 500. That's too far. Say 60 feet.
No.
All right,
Most AoEs go out to 30 or 40 max. But
I
then
understand.
you're also within range of casting and dimension dooring. Say 60. It's a safe bet. Or if you want to be even safer, 70.
61. Offbeat
like
loves
that.
odd numbers.
Sure.
Even
61
Prime.
feet.
61 feet.
61 feet, maybe on top of a cliff.
She's not near a cliff currently.
Oh, well, fuck. Right. What biome are we in currently?
As you look down,
in the taiga? Are we talking about like
she's in like a
deciduous?
rocky sort of area, but overall it just seems like it's more just like flat, but there are lots of rocks. It's difficult terrain.
I think, yeah. So Theta kind of pops into existence and is just sort of sitting on a rock.
How far away though?
61 feet.
Okay. So
And is just kind of probably behind her at this point. Has his spear out and is just kind of sharpening it and is just waiting.
So you see her. She's undergone some changes. She is now entirely encased in this bone-like carapace. This
So you're
sword-
saying she's also a skeleton?
No. That's
She's just
not-
got the bones on the outside.
She inverted
No,
her.
she's a hollow.
She is bones on the outside. You might say an exoskeleton.
So
That
she's an
has
Oreo.
skeleton
She's a
in
bone Oreo. Bone on the inside, meat on the middle, bone on the outside.
I
Oh,
think it's
hate
technically
it.
like a Reuben.
Yeah.
Or
like
like a jolly roll.
Yeah,
So
like
she's
a
got bones on the
gobstopper.
out-
Bro,
Outside.
no, y'all, we're all wrong. She is a fucking pizza pocket.
Pizza pocket of
She's
bones.
a crunchy pizza pocket. If we
Crunchy.
heat her up enough,
She's a pierogi.
Okay.
She's still a little
Pierogi,
The
you are
Americans
correct.
okay.
I want to eat her. I love
Bone
pierogi.
pierogi.
So she's got bones. She's got an exoskeleton.
That sounds
Sure.
great.
As you look at it, it is made of these interlocking plates of bone that jut out in jagged edges. And she wields this now fully extended. She is now large in size. And you see this serrated edged blade. And in her hand, she's currently holding what looks to be a limp but definitely celestial body.
A god or just celestial in general?
Probably a god. Can't confirm. She's just holding it in one hand. She brings up the blade to the thing.
Hello, Beatrice.
She looks over for a moment, looks back at her
Let's talk.
target, and then throws it on the ground. She turns around, and the interlocking plates recede from her face. She looks fine underneath. She's got her hair tied back into a very tight bun to fit under the armor. It's jet black. She has she just looks like an 18-year-old. However, she is very large. That's not normal. She is 10 feet tall.
Big pierogi.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Theta. Long
It's been
time
a
no
while
see.
now.
Yeah, 12 years.
Apologies that I couldn't come by sooner. Time works very differently.
Uh-huh. Interesting, huh?
I see
What?
you've been...
Why could Ace come sooner
Well-
then? Ace saw me off.
Ace has a bit of a different perspective when it comes to time.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we should talk to her then.
Perhaps I will. How have you been?
Great.
I can see.
I'm the
You've
second
become
best.
quite powerful.
I'm the second best god hunter currently.
I've been hearing more and more about them lately.
Mm-hmm. It's going real swell for me out there. Setting my sights on the #1 rank, but I don't know if you've heard about her. Alex is pretty fierce.
I have. You've done quite impressively. But how are you?
Why care now? Why care now? Why? Why not care at the beginning? You just give me this. She looks at her hand, this thing that is now entirely fused with her arm. This sword? And just send me on my way? You expect me to turn out fine?
No.
I'm fantastic, I'll have you know. And I'll have
Okay.
you also know that it is no thanks to you.
I understand. I know it is. I'm aware.
Uh-huh.
Everything that you have done, you did of your own volition,
Oh, not everything.
your own
This started because of you.
Post that,
Mm-hmm.
everything you've done has been with your own power, through your own hard work.
Mm-hmm.
I merely gave you the opportunity.
I might suggest that you get a little bit of a different perspective on that.
Right. So, something I'm curious about.
Mm-hmm.
You asked me why decide to care now.
Yeah.
Why do you care if I care?
I idolized you.
Why?
You gave me a chance when I thought I was going to die. I
Right.
looked up to you. I'd heard
Right.
all about you. You were supposed to be a hero. You're not that, are you, though? Oh no, you just think that you just think you do things and then you expect to have none of the responsibility for the fallout. You get to start shit, but you don't care about consequences. You
I
don't
don't know
care
that
about
that's-
consequences at all.
Mm,
You don't
don't
care
know that
about what
that's-
you start and how it affects people. You've affected my life entirely, and you only care once you've seen the... You didn't even know the results. You don't care. You don't care about the consequences of your actions. You just care about whether or not you get to start the things you want to start. Well, guess what? You kickstarted this, and guess what as well? I'm going to kill you.
Do you think I've come here to stop you?
No. I think you've come here to gloat. I think you've come here to see. I think you've come here to check and see what sort of work you've done. I don't frankly give a fuck why you've come, because I don't care about you, Theta. All I know is that you're a hypocrite, you're a fake, and I know that you've got 3 aspects to kill, and I will be the one that slays every single one.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's time you face the consequences of your actions, Theta. Not today, but I will be the one.
Again, I'm looking forward to it. For what it's worth. You're not the only one. And I never cared. I was just doing my job.
Your job's got an expiration date.
Most do. And Theta vanishes.
What a fucking lie.
POV.
That was a great line on her.
Respect.
She had a parasocial relationship with someone and now is blaming them for her problems.
Yeah, 100%. That is 100% how
okay,
Theta
fine.
vanishes.
No,
Hold up. Listen to what I
betroths your
just said.
soul to
That
an
is
evil chaos
100%
god.
how
You're allowed
Theta
to be
views
annoyed.
it.
I agree that's how Theta views
So-
it. It ain't accurate, though, entirely.
Theta is Mr. Beast, and Baby
And this
Beatrice
dagger is a
always one of
burger
the
ordered through a
winners,
ghost
but
kitchen.
then they figure out they don't actually win. They in fact actually just have to pay a lot of taxes on their money.
Mm-hmm. In all fairness, Mr. Beast does pay those taxes, I believe, for the
There you go.
winners.
Well, no. Mr. Beast gives the money to the people, and then they have to pay taxes on their winnings.
They do have to pay. He can't pay their taxes for them. That's
So
how Theta works.
Theta is
Yeah.
Mr. Beast, and the sword was a brand new car that Beatrice won.
But
that
was
just so happened to be possessed by a chaos god.
So it was a
just so
Tesla.
happened. Just so happened. Just so
On the prize money, the Mr. Beast, that is just how all prize money works.
Yeah, that's just how
maybe
money
not
works.
a Mr. Beast specific
Yeah, that's-
thing.
that's-
No,
if
but
you go on Wheel of
generally,
Fortune-
because I said
Yeah, all
parasocial
prize-
relationship.
So all
That's-
prize money is
yeah.
possessed by a chaos god.
That's
We
why
all
if you're-
know this.
If you're ever on a game show and you have the option, like on Wheel of Fortune, things like if you win like cars or vacations and things, you can opt to just take the monetary equivalent because you do still have to pay the taxes on like the car that they
gifts.
give you.
Also, for content creators as well, this is why you should usually always ask for payment. You still have to pay taxes on the gifts that companies give you for brand deals. Those still have to be monetized, and you have to pay your taxes on those.
Unless you commit fraud.
Unless
Lessons
you
on
don't commit fraud.
taxes for
Tax evasion is the one law the U.S. government cares about. We've been over that.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
That's how they got. That's Amelia and I. We both.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Also, as we can see, parasocial relationships are dangerous.
They
Yeah.
are.
They are dangerous.
Well,
so
maybe
don't.
also, Theta. Maybe we can also take something away from this. Like maybe stop giving chances to people who maybe don't deserve them, and don't give dangerous swords to people.
Maybe don't give weapons
So
to
how
I
children.
think we can agree on that.
Maybe.
I think we can agree on the second one.
Let's not give weapons to children. I
What
don't
if-
think we should arm children.
I know they're not always
great
children.
takeaway.
What?
Let's just let the kids who have had shit lives, who are on the verge of death, let's just let them.
Do you want to know what you could give that child instead?
I
Whoa!
like how the option is dagger or death.
Parents!
The only
I could
thing.
make parents out of that.
Magic
You know, you could
sword?
have even given her a dagger,
I'm
but you
en-
didn't have to make
I'm
the
enjoying
dagger
this.
out of the essence of the god of pain. Is
I
like
feel
maybe
like-
we could have. There were steps.
You could
We
have had like
dialed
a
that
training
back
class, could have
little.
kept an eye on her for like 48 hours and then maybe
Mhm.
rejudge.
I left that up to you.
So now you're shirking responsibility?
So now it's
Yes.
A's fault?
Yes, it's Aze's fault.
I'm
because
sorry, I
she's
didn't
Zeez's
want
kid.
V1, the god
you
of
took
chaos
on Zeez
on
as a
your
responsibility, and she is Zeez's kid.
Did A's take on Zeez as a responsibility, or is A's just occasionally fucking Zeez? That's not the same. If your fuck buddy commits tax fraud, that's not your thing. The government doesn't even recognize fuck buddy as a thing on your fucking marital status.
That could be common law. It depends on the state.
Yeah, I don't think they've stayed with each other for any amount of time.
Yeah. Not since they were young.
All to say, chat, if you kill a god of chaos and never have the opportunity to make a weapon out of its corpse, don't give it to a child.
It's a bad idea.
Again,
We
I
have learned-
feel like that's
we
the
have
main
learned that that
takeaway.
is a
I
terrible.
feel like
Yeah.
that's what
That's
we
the
need to
biggest
learn.
takeaway.
Unless you
Yeah.
are okay.
That's the biggest takeaway.
Yeah, unless you want like potential, unless you're fine with what just happened. Anyway, Godfrey, I'm gonna give you an opportunity here. Do you want to have been present for all the information that we informed you of on break?
Absolutely not.
Well, we signed an NDA, so we can't tell you.
Keep in mind, this information will probably never get to Godfrey unless Alistair specifically tells you. Because the rest of the party has signed an NDA that prohibits them from ever speaking about it. So,
That's fine. I think that's hilarious.
all right,
It
just
creates dissonance and separation. Godfrey's gonna feel left out, and they legally can't tell him. And then they're gonna feel bad, and Godfrey's just gonna be like, "Wow, you guys don't like me anymore. I just want it. You're my family. Why can't you tell me these things? I thought we told each other everything."
Well, don't
Wow.
ruin the next 3 sessions. Spoilers.
God.
I am a thing we like to call a psychic. I can tell the future.
all right.
Well, if you can gaze into the future, you might think life would be a breeze. Seeing trouble from a distance, but it's not that easy.
That's so Raven of you to say.
Wow, what a day, Godfrey. What were you doing in that time?
You tell me. You tell me.
No, you're the lover. Role play. You're the player. What were you doing? remarkable. Godfrey
Danny
was
insists on-
doing this in his domain for an hour and a half. He was shimmying back and forth in his chair like this.
I would love the concept of Danny insisting that he's gonna be here for the last part of the stream and then just doing that the whole time.
Sure, that's what happened, I guess.
Literally, like, Offbeat texted me the second I touched down on my plate, like, you gotta be here tonight. I'm like, I'm gonna do my best.
So, Godfrey, what would you like to do now after you've been shimmying for an hour and a half?
Godfrey's been shimmying just watching Adamus work and, like, just documenting stuff about his sentence, just like, He's been going through his tablet, like looking. He's like just like kind of sliding around his spinny chair, just like, all right, Adamus, you got 12 years left. And then he's just like scrolling through like emails, basically. He's like going through emails basically, and he's just like looking through people like he has to go like collect debts from. Just like, Jesus Christ, people don't pay taxes. Isn't that crazy, Adamus? You didn't pay taxes either, but that's fine.
Alistair knocks on your domain's entrance and waves, requesting
the
entrance.
Domain entrance is the domain entrance is a massive, like, you know, like Hell's Gate kind of thing.
Mhm.
It's this massive door, cast iron steel spikes everywhere, and there's like a little doorbell you gotta press. That's just like the stereotypical ding dong, and then it's just like there's like a doormat on the inside that you have to wipe your feet on, and it's a massive doormat. It fits the door.
Mm-hmm. Alistair presses the ding dong door.
It's unlocked. Don't tell the prisoners that, Adamus.
Alistair comes in. Hello, Godfrey. I see you are enjoying your domain.
Hello.
So.
Yes, I've just been putting some more. What can I do?
Well, the thing is, we're about to gear up the rest of your squad for your mission. It seems as though the moves that are being made on conflict by the God Hunters is happening probably sooner than we would like. There are both Order and Chaos Hunters who are on the hunt for conflict. They seem to have a vested interest in his death.
All right.
I have
Did
a
we
vested...
get everyone like the little stamps? Yes.
Everyone has their stamps. We need you to... We're probably going to need to deploy you very quickly, because we need this individual captured. Remember that you can capture them as long as you 4 are the ones who killed this individual. You capture them and bring them to and allow them to go through with their sentencing. All right. Just wanted to let you know that we're probably going to be gearing up for that very soon. We'll have a We'll have a meeting in the conference room in about 5 minutes. I'm going to go gather the rest of them. I think I know where they are.
Hey, what have they been up to? I've just been working. They haven't talked to me all day. I feel lonely. Are they ignoring me?
They were in the break room.
Oh, they were all in the break room?
Did you?
Oh. No, it's fine. I'll just head over right now. I'm just gonna go get my tablet updated and charged, and then I'll head over.
All right. You do good work, Godfrey. Keep it up.
All right.
Alistair
Thanks.
walks out and then teleports to his office. Not the Godfrey loneliness arc.
Viari definitely sent a simulacrum, but they got excited about True Polymorph and got distracted and turned into like a bird, and its intelligence was too low for it to remember.
We know where your priorities are. So.
Oh my God! Not the loneliness arc.
Time to gaslight my friends.
No. Viari,
you guys hate me.
God damn it, Daddy. Viari, you said you wanted to speak to Alistair.
No, Ace did.
Oh, who do you want to
Yeah.
speak to? You
I
Viari
was
wanted to go
going
sulk
back
in
to work on
their
my
domain.
contracts
Oh, your domain.
to
Okay.
lie.
Ace, we'll do that first, then we'll see what Viari's up to.
Cool. Head to Alistair's
Yeah.
office and knock on the door.
Come on in.
All right. I come in, I set down some name change paperwork on his desk.
Ah, finally got around to it, huh?
I've had some free time.
Quickly signs it. Congratulations. Your old name is no more.
Interesting. You said a lot of things in the break room.
I did.
Specifically things about me being honest with you.
Yes.
Do you know about... Are you able to sense the Beatrice things? You didn't know that I had met with her, in a way, right? When I told you. You seemed surprised.
You told me. When it comes to Beatrice and Luck, I cannot sense what they do. Everyone else is within the Pantheon is not powerful enough to hide things from me. But Luck and Beatrice are powerful enough. Therefore, what they do can often be hidden from me.
Even their curses?
Perhaps.
Do you know what happened with the one I'm calling Bay Beatrice, the one that
Yes,
Theta...
I find it quite charming a name. Yes, currently the second best god hunter. Working for Chaos. Well, in affiliation with Chaos. They don't work for them. What exactly are you referring to?
So, before she was officially a god hunter, I made a couple of promises to her that I don't think they're necessarily of consequence.
It's probably best that you let me know what they are.
That I wouldn't try to take the sword, and that I would stay with her as long as she needs me.
Well, that second one is probably completed, as you're no longer with her.
Mm-hmm.
That first one's a longer lasting thing. Can't take the sword from her.
I can't take the sword from her, and I also cannot touch the sword, or I own the sword.
Oh, and was that a promise you made with Bay Beatrice?
That was not a promise I made. That was a curse that I received.
From?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Well, thank you for bringing this up. Let's just hope you don't encounter her. Well, that could be very interesting.
That is also what I wanted to talk to you about.
Mm-hmm.
The young Beatrice. The mortal one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't typically care about most things that happen to mortals. I think she does not deserve the fate she has been given.
Deserve is a very difficult word.
It is. It's still the one I choose to use.
Do you mean that you think that there was another path that she should have taken?
I think she should have had the option to choose. And considering she started on this path so young, I don't think she's ever had that.
It's a reasonable assertion. We'll keep this in mind when dealing with her, but at the end of the day, sadly, things have happened as they've happened. Theta, the god of last chances, deemed her fit to have this opportunity. He is not in control of what happens after the fact.
But we're all in control of what happens now.
That is fair. If you wish to try and intervene and release her from this in some way, or attempt to, that is of your... well, that's of your choice.
I am going to do everything I can to find a better solution.
Mm-hmm.
And if I do not, I wanted to examine the exit clause on my contract to make sure that the choices that I make minimally don't have too many unforeseen repercussions that we can avoid.
Mm-hmm. Well, in terms of what you can do to save Beatrice, as it were, the sword at this point is fused with her spine and her body. She and that sword are one. Now, effectively, you could consider her a possessed target. Almost like there's an entity inhabiting her. Beatrice herself. Breaking that connection would allow Beatrice the opportunity to make choices for herself again. I don't know if you'll be able to separate the sword from her, but at the very least it will be hers to use, not necessarily Beatrice's to use through her. As for your exit clause from exactly being a god, is that what you're asking?
If I were to touch the sword, and I were to own the sword, and I suppose that means Beatrice, I would become aligned with chaos in some way?
You would be Beatrice's to use.
What does that mean for my domain?
It's very tricky, the acquisition of domains. Acquisition of domains is always handled by the neutral entity. Essentially, an object. She wouldn't get control of the domain so per se. She would get control of you, who has control of your domain. Time would stay on our side, but you would not, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
The domain stays ours, though, so there's not a fear that should you touch the sword, all of a sudden she acquires the whole domain of time, and there's no way for us to get it back. So if you are nervous of this, we can provide a caveat that should Beatrice control you, the contract is severed.
Which do you think would be better?
Well, if this does happen, it would make you less of a threat. You'd lose access to all of your boons and godly abilities that you've been granted. However, personally, I don't know if it's necessary. As what I'm more concerned about is Beatrice's control over the domains themselves. And since she doesn't technically get that, I am not too concerned, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's understandable.
It's up to you. I understand either decision, though.
All right.
All right?
Yeah.
You're signing it, or are you good?
I'm good.
All right. Thank you for bringing forward the curse. I will keep it documented. If it changes, by the way, Beatrice in this case would probably inform you to gloat. Let me know if that happens, or if you notice any changes. Curses can grow. I don't think this one would, I'm just letting you know. They don't always have to be what she states them to be.
Yeah. I will leave, and then I'm gonna grab some hot chocolate from Fate when I go to Viari to bring Viari the hot chocolate.
All right. Viari, you are in your domain.
I'm currently sitting in my office, which has just got walls lined in bookshelves, full of, well, more and more just like notes and case files or whatever, but also there are just like piles of paper that are just like blank contracts, and there are a couple of simulacrums all like busying about with their own little desks or whatever, and Viari is just sitting there staring at a contract, trying to figure out how to lie on it, and just so stupid. So stupid. Oh my god. How do you mess this up so quickly? I say to Charlie.
How do I? Are you asking more for it?
Not you, not
okay.
you. How did I?
Ah, kid. It was a big task.
No, it wasn't. It was just keep your mouth shut. Just don't blab. Just don't break a fucking pinky promise. I just try to lie on the next contract. Try to convince myself that it's true momentarily. That like it's not gonna give me extra hands for a minute. Tell myself that while I'm trying to write it out.
As you sign it, it gives you extra hands for a minute. Look.
Okay. I scrunch it up, throw it into the bin.
You crunch it up with one hand, with one arm, because you have two hands. And it's very capable. Viari, look. I think you need to stop beating yourself up. What's done is done. Alistair is not one to hold grudges, though he is probably going to be a little bit... I mean, at this point, I wouldn't blame him for being a little bit less trustworthy in some cases, with some bigger details. And Luck probably expected this, so I mean, you made a bet. Wait a minute, you made a bet with Luck when you did this, didn't you?
Yeah.
What was the
But
bet?
that's the worst part. She just expected it. She knew it would happen. Right? And I did it anyway.
Yeah. What'd you bet?
I don't want to say it out loud.
Viari, you can't. You've just been called out for lying. Are you seriously gonna keep lying and make this worse for yourself?
the one piece of privacy I have.
I see. Look,
I bet that Alistair didn't mean to give me a loophole
oh,
to block it out.
you have a loophole.
Yeah.
Well, considering he's not knocking on the door as we speak, I'm pretty sure at the very least he's not too upset about it.
Maybe he knew. Maybe he wrote it in.
Maybe he did. All the same,
Luck
you
will
need
get
to
a
stop.
page of lies.
Luck got a page of lies.
Well, no, Luck will get a page of lies if he meant it.
Ah. Probably go ask him about that.
I don't think he wants to talk to me right now.
He probably does. That's not how he works. Remember, he is an unchanging god.
I know. I scrunch up the next contract.
In one hand, because as I aforementioned, you.
He shouldn't have given me that contract for lies.
Which one? The one, the one where you signed away agreement.
No. To get the domain.
Why not?
I can't even lie to him. How am I supposed to lie to everyone else? I've messed up every step of this. Day one, we touched down on our first ever mission.
You completed
Immediately
your
tell
first
Zees that we're there.
I mean, to be fair, if
And
you
then-
probably talked to anybody in that town, you would have alerted Zees to your presence somewhat.
And right now, with Luck, telling everyone about the pages.
I mean, yeah, but is that really a mistake you make because you're a god, or a mistake you made because you're Viari, frankly?
That's what I mean.
It's got nothing to do with you being a god, though, kid. You're a fine god.
That's what I mean, he's right. I clearly can't handle the responsibility. I shouldn't be doing this.
That's not what he said.
Should go. Well, he doesn't trust me with it.
Well, that's because
Maybe he's right not to.
You give what he gives you, he trusts you with. What he doesn't give you, he doesn't trust you with. Just so happens you often ask for things that he doesn't give you. He's a weird guy. But if he gives you something, it's because he trusts you with it.
Maybe he shouldn't. Scrunch up the next one. One-handed. Or two-handed. One-armed.
Eh. I mean, if he shouldn't trust you, that's his decision, frankly. Look, he is, frankly, strictly speaking, smarter than both of us.
Ugh, I know. It's only because he gets to choose his stats at will.
Yeah, I guess they'll write them down on a character sheet. It's very funny. He fills it out with like a pencil. But all the same, like, it's not a problem that you, like... Look, it's probably a good thing that Alistair knows that, frankly, about Luck.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day,
Why do you think she wants her own divine contract?
I don't
Do you think
know.
she's trying to take back neutrality?
I don't think she cares about neutrality. Maybe she just thinks she can make her own separate thing.
So you don't think she's trying to make
If she
or
wanted
take
to,
over her own?
if she wanted to take over neutrality, she would go and do that, you know.
She can't, right? They put a placeholder in. Alistair and Beatrice both agreed.
Yeah.
She would need to kick the placeholder out.
You need to kick it out or potentially change the contract itself within the fucking big bed over there. But I don't know if you've ever seen the declaration of war. That thing is locked up like Fort Knox.
But she's creating her own divine contract.
You have to do her own thing. Maybe it's got its own rules. Maybe she's trying to make her own separate thing entirely from neutrality. That's my guess anyway.
Like her own universe.
Of sorts. That's would be my guess anyway. Only reason why I might do that. But I am also an imp.
Yeah. The best imp.
Look, kid, there's a billion of us. We're all named Charlie.
No, you're not. Really?
Yeah, how do you think we work so hard all the time? We're literally all Charlie.
Huh.
We're a hive mind.
You're lying.
You've not gone to the familiar plane.
You're a hive mind? I'm checking if he's lying.
This is weirdly enough the biggest bomb that's been dropped this episode.
Yeah.
32.
He's not lying. All the Charlies are hive minds.
Fucking wild.
When you
That's
unsummon
so
us,
uncomfortable.
well, when you unsummon us, all of the information gets put into like a cloud.
Wait, question. What's wanker then?
The same, a hive mind with all the other
How-
wankers.
How many
It's a
wankers are there?
different hive mind.
There's enough that you'll never need, that you'll never run out of wankers.
Oh, okay. So not like everyone with it. Okay, so like other people don't have access to Charlie's.
If they have a Charlie, they will do it. But all the information pertaining to you is stored in a cloud that when you summon a Charlie, the information is like...
Can there only be one Patches?
You decided that Patches was not a part of the Charlie family tree. So
Yeah.
Patches is not.
This is uncomfortable. I don't like this.
It doesn't matter.
I thought Charlie was... I thought you were just like one person.
I mean, effectively I am. I only know stuff that pertains to you when you summon me.
That's just really odd. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it doesn't change our friendship, but wow. Okay, we'll process that later.
Look, you can probably go to the plane of familiars, and the whole family's there.
Maybe another time. Maybe,
Fair enough, I
You know,
understand.
yeah, as I scrunch up the next contract. The line's not going so great.
That's gonna be a hard one. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Alistair's got a meeting for us in a couple minutes. As Charlie says that though, as you you knock on the door for Viari's domain.
It's just me.
They slip out of the office and shut the door. Hey, what's up?
Can I come in?
Yeah, and I like gesture for the familiars to hide everything.
All the simulacrums hide everything, and then Charlie just.
I mean,
kinda-
yeah, simulacrums. Yeah. Come in. And I open up the door, and you just see like an apartment. There's lots of bookshelves like lining the walls or whatever. Lots of fiction books and also like old case files just mixed together of like my favorite conspiracies and gossip that I've uncovered. And there's just like mismatched chairs all sort of gathered together in the lounge with like a pile of bean bags off to one side and a coffee table. It's like open plan, so there's like a little kitchen and stuff. Yeah. Come sit down.
Yeah, I brought you hot chocolate from Fate. It's literally... Well, it's the only time I've had chocolate, actually, but it tastes good.
Oh, Thanks. You've never had chocolate?
No, except for this. So
It's really good.
yeah. So I figure nothing's going to top this, so I probably don't need to eat any other things again.
It's really, I feel like we need to, this is like Godfrey and the alcohol thing, but this is probably as good as it gets.
Right.
But you wanted to talk?
Yeah, I think Alistair's going to call us to give us our next assignment. I just wanted to check in on you. It was
Why?
What happened back there was pretty rough.
Oh. Yeah, I just messed up, I guess. But I'll get over it. So
that's it, you're fine?
yeah. Well, Alistair says that I've got to start taking more responsibility for stuff, and everyone makes mistakes, and I'm sure Luck will get over it. I'll have to find a way to apologize. Yeah.
Okay. It's okay to feel in general.
It's okay to feel.
Yeah. You don't have to pretend like you're not upset. And just saying that you I don't even need to roll on that one. I refuse. Just because you can talk through how you think you're supposed to react and acknowledge that at some point you will feel differently doesn't mean that you don't have to feel the way you do now.
How do I feel now?
I think overwhelmed and overburdened and self-critical.
Have you been talking to Charlie?
No. Should I be?
Charlie's.
I no.
Okay. Yep. Insight check.
Okay. I don't know what I'm rolling.
I rolled a nat 1, which technically is because I'm using deception. I say insight. I'm using deception to see if it's lie. It's a 21, even on a nat 1, but
it's definitely not a lie.
It's not a lie.
Viari doesn't know that. Okay. Yeah, no reason. I really appreciate you coming to see me and stuff, but I'm fine. I probably need to go talk to Luck maybe at some point if she'll ever forgive me, but
She will.
She expected it.
Viari, you are so young.
I don't even know how old I am.
I do.
You do?
Yeah, I can tell.
You're like 20 something.
Yeah, that's all we know.
It's kind of the thing with passage of time. I can measure just about anything.
Keep him. Ace is like literally like 1,000 years old. You are less than you are like 2% of Ace's lifetime. That is baby.
Don't you think it means something that Luck thought you might stumble and told you anyway? It's a calculated risk. It's fine.
That's a good point. Ace is good at points.
Charlie, just shh. Okay, but that quickly?
Maybe
And
she had a
like,
bet with herself.
I don't want people to expect it from me.
Then be better at it. If people expect you to do behavior that you did, I think that's reasonable expectation. And I think the fact that people expect so much and that whatever secret things Alistair's trusting you with, whatever you're working in here by yourself all the time, whatever has you so stressed out, it's because they think you'll do it.
I like slide a contract behind me. Just like
That draws more attention to that. I wasn't looking at that until now.
Okay, well, that's just an artwork that I was working on.
Mm-hmm.
As it changes to a drawing. It was a surprise for you.
Yeah. I know you're the god of lies. And I know
really
you
good
can do
at it.
better.
Yeah, but it's not fun to lie to your friends and have them not actually know that you're lying.
Yeah.
Like, half the fun is you guys sitting there knowing.
Yeah.
Because then it's kind of not really a lie.
Yeah, it's just kind of a joke.
Yeah. But I have a way to keep Alistair from knowing everything that happens in my head.
I figured as much with what just happened.
Yeah. So I bet luck that he didn't put the loophole in intentionally. But I can't tell you what the loophole is.
I don't need you to tell me. You don't have to.
Because he might. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want him to close it up.
I understand.
So.
I probably would have done the same thing.
Took ages to figure it out. I was like 11 by the time I put the pieces together.
Ages.
Yeah. Do you know how long he'd been my patron for? I was like 2.
I was thinking it's a maximum of 10 years, gotta be.
Yeah. Exactly. No, I was like 2 or 3 when he, I don't actually know, I've got to be honest. When he started giving me levels, he was technically watching over me before then. I figured out that he was a god when I was about 9 or 10. Before that, I thought he was my imaginary friend. No one else could see him, so.
Yeah, figures.
But anyway, it took ages to figure out, and I don't think he'd ever noticed. I don't want him closing it up.
I think
at this point in time, I'm going to sadly yoink the camera just to end the scene. I'm so not.
No, that's
great.
fair.
Yeah, but Theta, you wanted to go speak to Alistair quickly.
Yes. Yes.
Theta.
Come in.
Alistair.
Hello. How was your trip to the mortal plane?
Informative.
Good.
I encountered, I believe Ace has taken to calling her Beatrice.
It's quite funny.
It is rather funny. She wants to kill me.
Oh.
I want you... I'm not assuming that you would, I don't want you to intervene.
I can't.
If we're going to... Okay. I want... I am assuming that you are aware of the situation.
More or less.
And you're aware of the history that I have of granting boons and how those outcomes can sometimes turn out.
Yes, I am aware.
The whole point of all of that is that it gives people a choice. Beatrice didn't have one.
Mm-hmm.
There was interference. And that can't stand. I said some things to her, but I said what she needed to hear from me.
Theta, I'm going to say something. I need you to understand that there is always interference.
What do you mean?
A god may not directly influence a situation in order for things to work out the way that they do, but they control things.
Right.
There's
But this feels different.
It's a god doing what it does. Do we get mad at the god of the mountains for making the path blocked, which results in an entire town starving to death because the trade route doesn't pass through?
No, but I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Where I'm coming from is that there was a direct interference on the individual's ability to choose in this situation. Mm-hmm. Now, in times past, I have granted pick a random hero, right? Say
we're getting way too epic music right now, and that is not the play. We're going back. We're good. Keep going. I'm sorry. That was just wildly distracting.
Darian the Wise.
Mm-hmm.
Just like flipped through the book briefly and just like picked a name. Darian the Wise. Homeless at 16, was about to be set upon by some thugs, found a dagger in an alleyway that granted him magical powers. Had the ability to put the dagger down. Do you see where I'm getting at? Had the ability to throw it away if he so wanted to. That has always been the case. For every single one of the boons that I have given. And in this case, it wasn't.
Are you suggesting...
Whether there was interference later on down the line, that is out of my purview. But at the inception of my interference, I guess if you want to call it, something got fucky. And I want to fix that.
That's fair. But just a question, Theta. Are you suggesting that these individuals that you granted these boons to, their choice was keep the power which they'd never been granted before, or stay at rock bottom?
No.
Is that a choice?
No, they always had the opportunity to leave it behind at any moment. And they always had the opportunity to choose what direction to go in. Beatrice has had a voice whispering in her head, pointing her in a specific direction from the moment that she picked up that blade. That does not sit. Am I making sense, Alistair?
I get your point, but what I'm also trying to suggest here, Theta, is that what has happened here, from my perspective, is very much the same thing that has always happened. You granted them an item with untold power, or a boon, or a power, and they used with it with whatever influence they may had. In this case, it was a god. In some cases, you've granted these things to people who have been influenced by their own poor character, And while,
Then
yes,
that-
it is a choice, but the results are
Then
very
that's
similar.
them. That's their individual mind.
The results in this case, as far as I'm concerned, and from what I can tell,
And
are
look,
very...
if they would have been the same without that influence, then I wouldn't have a problem. You get that, right?
I do.
I don't have an issue with the outcome. I have an issue with how the outcome came about. I understand. I understand that the way that I have done things up until now is flawed.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I've made mistakes. This was one of them. And I accept responsibility for that. Which is why if Beatrice gets to the point where she's going to kill me, I'm telling you and everyone around me to let it happen.
Hold on. Hold on.
However,
I will not interfere. You do not get to decide for your friends whether or not they can interfere.
fair enough. Yet I will still ask them not to. And
Alright.
whether or not they do is their choice. That's what it's always about, Alistair. To the core of my being, it is about choice. You and I are opposite sides of a coin.
Maybe.
What I have done with Beatrice, giving her power and stepping away and giving her the ultimate freedom, is the exact opposite of what you have done with Viari. And you know that's why I have an issue with you.
It's also worth mentioning that I was not the one who gave Viari this fate.
Well, now that's interesting.
It is, isn't it?
Because that's not how I've ever heard it.
Yeah, that's fair. It's probably because Viari doesn't talk about it very much. It's probably
No,
also...
in fact, she talks about it quite a lot. Alistair, she talks about how you gave her her powers all the time.
And how
Why?
How did I
Lie
acquire
to her.
Viari? Theta, if you know so much, how did I acquire Viari? How did this happen? How does a god acquire a mortal child? How does that happen? Do you know that
I
process?
assume...
If you know the process, I
No.
would love for you to tell it to me.
No, Alistair, I'm not.
Excellent. So here's how it happens. Two parents with a child give me an offer I cannot refuse because they have done something which I cannot simply ignore. They ask me to raise their child as they are no longer capable. And I sign a contract agreeing to raise the child as my own. Because they asked me, because I owed them a favor that I cannot pay back otherwise. That is how Viari happened. That is how I have a child.
Okay.
So, I am sorry that I have not done the greatest of jobs with Viari. I'm sorry that that she's been granted power that I simply cannot refute all the time. But there are also rules I must follow. One of which being that if Viari is capable of holding the power, I am in no right to prevent her from having it.
And yet you have prevented her from using it at so many turns.
Have I?
Yes! The years and years that you pluck her out of existence.
Oh. You don't know, do
The
you?
contracts upon contracts that you've made her sign.
Hold on. Why do I temp ban Viari?
Tell me.
There are
Help
two
me understand, Alistair.
There are two
Because you
circumstances.
left all of us in the dark for years.
There are two circumstances in which I temp ban Viari. One is in which her life would literally be over and there would be nothing any of us can do about it to save her
Okay.
life, in short. The second kind, the longer kind, her sentencing. Her sentencing for a crime. Here's how it happened. Viari signs away agreement, a fundamental part of the universe. The 6 gods that make up the upper echelons come to a trial. I am not allowed to vote. I am granted a single veto. The first judgment they cast for Viari's punishment for signing away an entire facet of existence to an enemy faction, permanent and instantaneous removal from the divine contract, meaning she would have never existed. I veto this one. The next judgment. Death. Split to a 3-way tie. 6 of the other gods decided that the 3 gods could not agree. 1 god swapped to the other side, saying that it was too easy, too light a punishment, and said that they needed something harsher. Thus the temp ban came to existence. I'm not allowed to vote on that because it's a conflict of interest. I had to accept her sentencing. I am not allowed to get rid of that sentence. Reminder, it was my brother. And if it were up to me, I would have let Viari go. And let her live freely. But it was the other gods who decided she should be punished. You are allowed to criticize me, as I am not without fault. But criticize me for what I have done. I have expectations of Viari, and ones that frankly unfortunately I want her to meet so desperately, but she cannot, because I set them too high. But temp banning her.
That's true. Alistair, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making stupid assumptions. That aside, as far as the expectations that you have of Viari, and I know as much as I don't view the individuals that I give power to as my children in any way, shape, or form, they're warlocks, paladins, etc. at best. I know I'm not in the best place to speak on the matter, but just... you can't be her boss and her dad at the same time.
Oh, how aware of that I am.
Just try and find a moment to separate those two. Especially when we fuck up. You're my boss, effectively. We don't have a parent-child relationship. But that's not the case with Viari. If you're going to chastise her as her boss, make sure you talk to her separately as a parent. Because I can guarantee you right now she feels fucking miserable. And could probably do to talk to her dad. Not her boss.
You are right.
Just... I'm sorry if I'm out of line.
You make a good point.
Jeez, I've been a right fucking arse, haven't I?
It's what mortals do. It's fine. It's what makes you all interesting and actually capable of doing agency in the real world. I am constant. You all are changing. Which is why you can actually work in these wars in the first place. I don't hold it over you. I'm not really one to bear grudges. But the trial is a contentious thing. So.
Not now. And I'll take my leave. You know what I want to do, and we'll figure that out as time goes on. Some point. Would really like to talk about what was said today. About
luck? We'll find that time. We have a meeting, though, in about 5 minutes.
Fuck, okay.
I'll see you in the briefing room. I think Godfrey's
Yep.
already there.
Yep, see you there. Shit, fuck. All right, good to know. Thank you. Theta will, like, grabbing, like, notebooks and shit and, like, rushing over to the meeting room.
Godfrey, you in the meeting room.
It's a me, Mario.
Why does it sound like there's a lawnmower happening in your room?
Because my AC's going and it is very loud.
Godfrey, why is there grass in the meeting room and why are you cutting it?
What?
Why is there grass?
What?
Why do I even try?
I turned it off, so it'll be off in a second.
Alright. We'll finish up stream soon anyway. Alright, everybody. Hello. Welcome to your meeting. Today we're going to be starting our first set of miniature missions. Mini missions, or side quests, you might even call them.
Munitions.
Minitions.
I like it. It has been brought to my attention recently that there are some gods who have been acting out of line. I have been looking and perusing through the God Hunter catalog, and it seems as though a number of these individuals have very high bounties on them. Frankly, we can't let them die. We'd prefer that they were captured, and then I could collect their payments that they owe. And then they will be returned and hopefully rectify their behavior, and then the God Hunters can deal with them if they don't. But we do need to get them, and they do need to pay up. So make sure that we get these people, that we get this particular god before the God Hunters do. It's a bit of a race. Chaos gods and order gods are currently after them. If I was going to let this happen, I'd prefer the order god hunters get him. So that's why they're also involved. This is the god of conflict. Alex may be going if she chooses. This is the god of conflict. Now, the god of conflict fancies themselves a god of war, and is storming about their plane and causing as many wars as possible, resulting in needlessly endless death.
I don't know anything about being a god of war.
They know nothing. Agreed.
I know nothing. Imbecile, idiot, buffoon.
There's currently a war happening on this plane. They've started a war between the trees themselves and the land.
What?
Okay.
The trees and land are at war, and you all must storm here. Fight whatever's in your way, get to the god of conflict at the center of this issue, and bring them to justice. AKA, kill them and bring them to me. They're a neutral god currently. They're not affiliated with the Chaos or Order pantheons. They probably don't even know that we exist.
When you say there's a war going on between the trees and the land,
Yeah,
is
no,
there something
same question.
special about the trees and the land?
They are sentient enough to go to war with each other.
How
Should we avoid
does
walking on the
that
land?
happen?
So the land gets up, and then it starts smashing into the trees.
How do the trees fight back?
They
How-
start walking
Right.
and try to tear apart the land.
Oh, nice.
You
Okay.
How do they
like
grow
it
without
makes
land?
any
That
sort
seems
of
like it should
fucking
be a bit more
I think
symbiotic.
they steal the nutrients from the land, if I had to guess.
They bludgeon the
tear it
land
up.
to death and then they consume it.
Yeah.
How does land die?
Look,
I
it's a-
feel like since we're gods, there's a lot of semantics that we don't need to ask questions about because we're just
Yeah,
not gonna.
we're talking about this like it's just a normal thing, and I'm having
I've
a real
seen-
hard time conceptualizing it.
I've
Theta,
seen stuff
we're
like
talking
this
Theta.
before.
Theta, I want you to look at me. Theta,
Yeah.
listen. I'm a skeleton. Most people would scream and cry. Are you gonna scream and cry when you see a mountain coming at you, yelling rock
No,
slide?
but I can conceptualize a skeleton in armor swinging a sword.
So then
I
you
can
a
conceptualize-
mountain running at you, yelling rock slide.
No, I'm having a real hard time with that, okay?
I feel
Theta?
like that's a you problem.
Imagine a
I
boulder
guess it
rolling up.
is.
Theta, imagine this: a boulder rolling uphill, but specifically with
Right.
malicious intent.
Yeah, you lost me. You had me at boulder rolling uphill, and then you lost me with malicious intent. It's a boulder.
I don't know. That's where he got me.
Oh no. Okay. Look, I'm just fine. I get it. We're good. Fight the trees and the land.
I'm starting to see why Godfrey is the tactician of your group.
Ah.
I'm sorry. I feel like combat is a group effort.
You all, at this point in time, after pointing at the situation, Alistair goes, "All right, well, I can teleport you all right there. Would you like to be airdropped in, or would you like to take a path along the ground? Keep in mind the ground is, we might want to call it a movable state."
I think we should go straight for the
Airdrop.
ground.
Actually, I've been working on something.
Oh?
My simulacrums have spent some time concentrating on true polymorph to give us dragon mounts.
Oh, yes.
If
Airdrop.
Do we get to
were
choose what kind of dragon?
interested.
Very. I want a. Listen, dragons are a skeleton's best friend.
Great. I believe they're Moonstone. They're the level 15 ones from Fizzbands. That I think it's Moonstone dragons.
Oh, we don't get to pick.
Well, they were already. You know what?
I'll take a moonstone dragon. It's fine.
For now, just for now.
I'll give you.
I can
How about we take an hour? You can reconcentrate on True Polymorph,
Okay.
and you all can make your submission for Dragon. Thank you, Viari. This is going to be most useful. We'll drop you in above the center, and you'll probably have to fight your way there, but at the very least, be prepared. This is a very strange thing. The trees in the ground are in conflict. It is a weird time.
Right.
Good day, everybody.
For the record, guys, the army just became an army of dragons, like,
Really?
or just like other stuff.
That's fucking incredible, and you're incredible, and thank you. Alistair,
Thanks.
or Viari,
Yeah.
both of you,
Yes.
true polymorph.
Mm-hmm.
If something was to be polymorphed into something, and say were to become inebriated, and then they were unpolymorphed, would they still be?
Conditions transfer, so yeah, they would still be.
Theta just stares at Alistair with the biggest grin on his face.
You're
Godfrey,
gonna turn me into a rat and then get me drunk.
When we get back.
we'll give it a try.
When we get back.
We'll give it a try.
New plan.
I'm concerned, but we'll give it a try. All right,
Brilliant.
everybody.
Me too.
Break for the hour. Get those true polymorph dragons in place. Everyone make your submissions for what dragon you would like to Viari. Keep in mind, simulacrums are CR 15 in this world. So they have to be below CR 15 in order for them to be polymorphable.
The dragons also have shape change, so they can turn into any creature of like small to medium. So if we could also just turn them into giant eagles that then turn into dragons that then turn into simulacrums.
They can be nesting
something
dolled,
like
yes.
Yes.
Good day, everybody. See you all in an hour. Meet me in the deployment room. Good luck. And with that, this has been episode 18 of Paperwork Pantheon. Shit. Fuck. My name is Offbeat Outlaw. I use he, they pronouns. What an episode. Next episode, combat. I miss it dearly. Ace.
Sup? My name's Amelia Som. Follow me on Twitter at Amelia_Som. If I post anything anywhere else, I'll let you know.
Brooklyn.
Hello, my name is Brooklyn Tuesday. You can mostly find me on Instagram and TikTok. That's it.
Theta.
Hi, everybody. I'm Patrick, aka That Great Gentleman, everywhere on the internet.
Danny.
Nice opinion you got there. Fun fact, I'm in your walls.
Danny! What are you doing,
Terrifying.
step bro? That is all for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Get the fuck out of my house. Actually, wait. Tomorrow, there's a new series dropping on my fucking YouTube channel. A new skit series, everybody, in over a year. I haven't had one, but I have one now. It's great.
So good.
It's really funny.
We've seen it.
Yeah.
It is funny.
Danny is about to... Is that cum or shit yourself? That face haunts my dreams.
That's a.
What if your Warlock patron was a min-maxer?
What
That's
if?
the new series.
Get the fuck out of my house, everybody!